Hey boys and girls, I have another David Shannon book today, and this one is called David Gets in Trouble. When David gets in trouble, he always says, "No, it's not my fault. I didn't mean to. Didn't mean to ride a skateboard in the house. Yeah, right. It was on accident. Do I have to? I forgot." Here comes the mom running with pants. Oh my goodness. My dog ate my homework. I couldn't help it. And it says down here, Dickens Elementary School. So this is a class photo and everyone's smiling so nicely except for him. I was hungry. But he likes it. Does he like it? No. It slipped. Oh no. I'll have to explain this page. But Dad says it. So David has soap in his mouth. This is something that would happen more often years ago. If you said bad words, sometimes there would be a punishment of putting soap in your mouth. That never happened to me as a kid, but it might have happened to this man, David Shannon, when he was younger, because it was something that happened more in the past than in the present. The thought is that if you say bad or dirty words, then your mouth is dirty and then you should clean it out. I don't know. I'm glad that never happened to me. But Dad says it. Excuse me. That's a very large burp. No, it wasn't me. That's not the truth. That totally was him. But yes, it was me. I'm sorry. I love you, Mom. I'm going to talk about that ending so it makes sense to everyone. So throughout the book, David is doing things that are not okay. He's making mistakes. He's doing a couple things on accident. Maybe that baseball through the window was an accident, but doing things like roller skating or skateboarding in the house, not good. Pulling the cat's tail, not good. Doing a silly face during school pictures, you can stop yourself from doing that. And the last thing he does that he didn't tell the truth about is eating that cake. And he said, no, it wasn't me. But the page after that talks about how it's the middle of the night, maybe, or nighttime, and he's trying to sleep, and he realizes, oh, yes, it was me. He's starting to feel bad because he was not telling the truth. And he's waking up in a panic. But he says he's sorry. And then the last page is his mom helping him fall back asleep. So I think that means that David was feeling bad about all the mistakes he made and apologized to his mom. But after he apologized, he felt better and then he could fall back asleep. I wanted to talk about that idea that I mentioned earlier about mistakes versus accidents. So a mistake is something that you do that you know you are doing it, you plan to do it, and you realized after you did it that it wasn't okay. An accident is something that totally you didn't even want to happen. You didn't even realize it was happening. So like if I'm walking down the street and I trip and fall down, that's an accident. I did not want to fall at all. I did not know the fall was going to happen. But if I'm walking down the street and I decide to jump really high and climb over some rocks and spin around in a circle and I fall down, well, that's not really an accident, because I knew jumping up and down really high and spinning on rocks is kind of a dangerous thing. And so a mistake was made. I didn't want to fall down, but I also knew that that was not the safest thing to do. Sometimes this idea happens in the classroom. So imagine a boy named Bobby building with blocks. Bobby is building with blocks. And Johnny is running around in circles in the black area. And Bobby is building very carefully, and Johnny keeps running by and crashing into walls and things. And then Johnny then runs into where Bobby is building and knocks down Bobby's tower. Well, Johnny might say, oh, it was an accident, it was an accident. And Bobby might disagree with that because Johnny is running around like crazy and he's not in control of his body. And maybe he didn't want to knock down Bobby's tower. He didn't think, oh, good, I'm going to knock down the tower. But he also was crashing into other things too. An accident in black area would be maybe Johnny walking by and tripping on the carpet and falling down and crashing and knocking over Bobby's tower. That would be something that he did not want to happen, but it happened anyway. Let's try one more idea and see if you can figure this out. So imagine Miss Amy and Miss Sarah sitting at a table, both drawing beautiful things on our papers. Miss Amy is drawing in her spot and Miss Sarah is drawing on her spot. But then Miss Sarah takes her pencil and goes over to Miss Amy and draws on her paper. Miss Amy turns around and says, Miss Sarah, don't do that. I'm busy. I don't want you to do that. And then I say, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It was an accident. Now, was that really an accident or was it a mistake? That was not an accident. I picked up my pencil. I brought my pencil over to Miss Amy's paper on purpose and I drew. Maybe I thought she would have liked it and I wanted to add to her drawing, but that was not an accident. I knew exactly what I was doing and I did it. I guess I should apologize for that and maybe not do that again. I should stick to my own paper and ask first if I can draw with someone on their paper. Okay, back to David Shannon though. So in the beginning of this story, you might have seen this right here. This is going to show up in another one of David Shannon's books. He has this ring above his head. He's imagining himself kind of like an angel, kind of like always doing the right thing, always innocent, never doing anything wrong. Is that a way that you would describe David, the character in this book? Is he always doing the right thing? Is he always listening? Is he always patient? Is he always quiet and calm? No, I would not describe David as those things. I would describe him as full of energy, means well, kind of wild, doesn't listen sometimes, makes a lot of mistakes, doesn't think through before he does things. David does seem like a pretty cool kid, even though he makes mistakes. I mean, don't we all make mistakes sometimes? Thank you for reading and learning with me. We are going to pause books with this character, David, in here, and we're going to read some other David Shannon books next time, all right? So thank you for reading with me, and I'll see you next time.